Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Obi, and we are using Claude Code basic subscription to code products that are either useful to me or useful to others. And the ultimate goal of this journey is to go from 0 to 1 million users, which I've been iterating on which goal to focus on, right? I've been kind of following other influencers who are like 0 to 100K MRR. That might be a little harder to prove, right? Especially if there are fluctuations, unless they're just saying they, cross that boundary, or anyway, there's so much going on out there. But this is my own personal journey. I'm a software engineer by practice and recently turned agentic engineer once this new paradigm of coding came into being. So, of course, I'm not funded like these other guys. So this is purely just my time, my free time, the things that I do, the things that I like, and just chasing my curiosity, right? Nothing here is perfect. Some people are expert at what they do, but I think it's good to be true to yourself and to never give up, to always stay disciplined as much as possible. Now, of course, no one's perfect, and I'm just excited to be here. And I see this as an opportunity, and I'm so grateful. And who knows what will happen next? So we just got to keep pursuing the goals and the dreams that we have, and just build in public. That's what this is, right? Gives us accountability, gives us a track record of efforts in this space, and hopefully some point in this journey, before we pivot, we reach that target, all from purely agentic coding. On this channel, I'm thinking about security, of course. I'm not just vibe coding, and I'm not just like, hey, do this and don't even worry about anything else. No, I'm thinking about, I'm prompting for tests, I'm prompting for a security posture, right? The same way the way we ought to be doing these things, right? And I have quite a few ideas, and this video journey is going to be part resume, all the things that I'm able to do and able to accomplish with this. Okay, so that was a really long intro, right? Maybe I should keep that shorter, but let's get right into it. So I created a shorts creator because I'm trying to automate my life. This stuff is taking up quite a bit of time. I recently found out that Claude Code set me up with the Anthropic API, but it was using Opus. I didn't check, and I don't know why I didn't check. I guess I was just moving that fast, right? So came back to the bill, found out that I had spent about $3 over the course of the live stream since I started using the Shorts Creator. The Shorts Creator is pretty good. Actually, some of the shorts that are there right now that are currently live were made by it, and I didn't need to buy any. I didn't need to purchase a subscription to a software service, right? So this is bare bones, it's cheap. This is the era we're in, guys. This is it, right? There's no excuse. You can do whatever you want at this point. The only limit is our imagination, right? And of course, the laws of physics and resources that we have. So yeah, now I'm gonna ask it to switch to, gosh, that's so hard to multitask, but I'm doing it, I guess. Yeah, let's switch to a local model, to the recommended local model. We're gonna go for Mistral small, a VRAM of 14 gigabytes, and it says it's the best fits. 16 gigabytes, strong reasoning, right? So we're gonna see if it's comparable. Probably not gonna be as good as Anthropic, but I don't think I need anything so powerful. Like not Anthropic, sorry, Opus. I don't need anything as powerful as Opus. Yeah, and of course, the broader picture is we create this tool that's useful to us. We add it to a tools directory, right? Whatever I get to automate here and I love, I will add to a tools directory for the bigger agentic system that's going to be able to use all these things that I want at will, right? So I don't have to run anything. I can just prompt and have the things that I want created. So welcome to my channel. If you're new, of course, you're absolutely welcome here. We are programming agentically, of course, not just vibe coding. Not just vibe coding, shoot. Right, we're trying to be thinking about what it is we're trying to build. And you know, there's so many things going on in this space. It's something where you just have to keep experimenting, find your own flow. I truly believe everyone has their own approach. There might be some agreed upon ways of approaching engineering in this AI era, and some things work better than others, right? But I think the models are just getting smarter and smarter. That some things just get outdated really fast. So it's saying that all I need to do is run this. Okay, let's see if we can do that. So, I'm gonna come over here. Not sure what that 200 is. Let's try a llama plan. Okay, so the command is not found. Maybe I can just go ahead and type it in. So I'm gonna ask Claude to do it instead, because I mean I could try to get this into my path, but I'm not trying to waste that time. Let it do it itself. Okay, once installed, you can also run it yourself. So llama isn't on your system path, so you gotta download it. Okie dokie. Since we're here, and I have you guys waiting, so one of the first things we built was a wait list, right? And it's initially, there's some signing things that need to be fixed, but we were able to get a status on the sidebar. I think eventually we want to be able to collapse this sidebar. But you can see that there are 25 apps. I wanted people to be able to see what's coming soon. I wanted them to be able to see what is early access and see what is currently live. Of course, this is dummy data, but this will soon be hopefully very active. And of course, you can see that there's a category. So there will just be different things that people can use: finance, health, design, all of this stuff, right? You can clear filters. So it's gonna be a very cool app. You'll be able to go to other apps or just see all of my different projects and offerings, and that'll be the goal. That's the goal for all of this. On the journey to 1 million users, it's good to just get some lessons learned, right? So we'll just be building little projects here and there. I have in mind some bigger projects, some more ambitious ones. I can just start with those, but it's good to take little steps so that we don't try and bite off more than we can chew. Right? Hopefully, as we progress, we're able to have better funding, better setup, so that we can build the more colossal size applications. And remember, in the age of AI, skills are no longer a hindrance. Imagination is an agency. So imagination, being able to think outside of the box, agency, the willingness to pursue a direction without being told that this is what you need to do, right? And that's the power of prompting, right? Whereas before, there was value in you just being prompted, hey, I need you to do this for me. Hey, you're a junior developer, go ahead and create this feature, add this piece to the project. Now that has been reduced in terms of value because now you're prompting agents. So we should not be at the level of the systems that we are overseeing, right? So the systems are the ones that are being prompted. We shouldn't be prompted at that level anymore, right? We should be given very clear instructions, and we need to manage the infrastructure, the operating system, the new operating system that will be handling the prompts to perform the necessary tasks for us. So that's where we are. Let me zoom in a bit. I was a bit lazy in this case. I didn't want to install the Llama, right? It's about 100 megabytes, and might have been faster. I just didn't want to take the time to add it to my path. I just wanted Claude to do that for me. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start Claude here. Oh, shoot. I have to build the project. While that's still installing, it should just be 100 megabytes, right? So I think it's got to reach 100. What is that? Yeah, it's got to reach 100. It's still at 6 something. 100 megabytes. That's 100 million, right? Okay, so 100 million bytes. What am I trying to do with this? Okay, so for the wait list, we need to not have 2 ways to sign in. Let me zoom in a bit now for those who are live. For the wait list, we need to not have 2 ways to sign into the same wait list. Why do I need to repeat wait list twice? So we need to not have 2 ways. That's some weird English, but I'm sure the AI can figure that out. We need to not have 2 ways to sign in the page. I see both sign in and admin in the nav. Just sign in would be enough. And if the user is an admin, they will have admin privileges. We also need to allow Google authentication. So this is where we are in 2026, right? I know there's a lot of criticism about using this, right? This tool, and I think the tool itself, I think the technology itself is moving so rapidly that people are trying to figure out where they fit. And some industries have kind of like are fully in rejection of the new technology, whereas others are more accepting of it, are more welcoming of it, right? The closer to raw human creativity, the more averse it seems people will be to it. Right, and so I think so I think the best way is just the best thing people can do, right, is to identify, do a full scope of what your day-to-day looks like, what your workflow is. Identify what you find absolutely interesting that you don't want to give up to an AI. It can't be the whole process because things are becoming so large that an individual can't do every single piece, right? So you need to figure out the things that bring you joy, the things that that you're excited to do, right? And the things that you find boring, you find monotonous, right? Those things you should offload to AI. Even if somebody else could do it, right? Assume that person wants to do higher level work in that space, right? So, and the worst case scenario, you think of it as I'm trying to move fast towards something valuable before I hand it over to a human. And I think that will change people's perspectives about AI, right? Maybe the concern is along the line, down the line, AI will just do all of the work for people, even the creative work. I don't think that's going to happen. There's no way that I will have an appreciation for something that is automated than something human. Like I want to see that human value, right? So that's my perspective on that, right? It's not to if in the future AI is trying to have its own, AI rights, argument. I'm not ahead of time. I'm not saying any of that. I'm not antagonizing any system's desire to move in any direction. It's just as a human, right? We value what other humans produce, right? And if things can just be produced cheaply, right? We don't value it as much. It becomes it becomes something that we downplay, we are not excited about. It's the same way why people are looking at all of these things and they're like, they don't marvel because it's more of like, well, it's automated, right? It can easily be produced. So what's the point? Humans like rarity. Okay, so still downloading 1,000 megabytes so far. The background task has completed. I'll wait for the notification before running the installer. Okay. So as for the waitlist, a few things were added. Here's what I'm going to say this time. Let's just look at what has changed. So use author TS, right? So they added an is admin computed that reads the cognito group's claim, right? Okay. So we're collapsing the sign in. I don't know why I did that, but that's why you have a human in the loop to redirect. The sign in and an admin sign in didn't make any sense. So collapsing those together. So there's a v-if admin to the admin nav button, so it renders when the signed in user is in the admin cognito group. Okay, one thing to verify, make sure your cognito admin users are in a group named exactly admin lowercase. If the group is named admin or admins, update the group check-in users to match. Okay, not bad. Not bad at all. I should probably just have installed this myself. Because what do you mean? This is taking forever. It's so long. It's only 100 megabytes. Oh, it's 1,000 megabytes. That's very bizarre. I'm like, what's taking 100 megabytes so long? Anyway, yeah. So the next thing about the wait list, let's implement the Google login. Users just want to authenticate with their account. Okay, let's see how that's gonna go. We're gonna try the Olama install again because I want to take a shorts creator and I want it to no longer use Anthropic. I want it to use a local model. So they're running two agents. One is working on one project, the other is working on another project. I was pretty impressed with how I was able to get two agents running on the same project. I thought that would be a lot messier. Install to H drive. So to H drive instantly, not C drive. The wizard. There we go. Under building files. There we go. Probably should have been on the program, but that's fine. Let's just get things going. Okay, so let's see what we have. Good news, all the code is already done. The continue with Google button is an odd view implemented. Okay, all you need to do is the configuration. So create a Google OAuth client, right? Okay, so we need to create a Google Auth client. Go to console.google, click create credentials, application type, web app, under authorized redirect URIs, add exactly that, save, copy the client ID and client secret, add credentials to Terraform, add 2 lines, apply. Terraform will create the AWS Cognito identity provider. Google resets and add Google to the Cognito app client. Supported identity provides no code deploy needed. Frontend env already has Cognito domain set correctly. That's it. Once Terraform apply finishes, the continue with Google button on the sign-in page will work for all users. Is this scalable? This might be a silly question. Is this scalable to 1 million users? Perfect. I'll move this aside. Or is there something I need to launch? Okay, so finished. All right, so doing some scalability requests. I want to know what Claude thinks. Okay, so mostly yes, with one hard blocker, right? So this is about the scalability question. The sign up auth methods generally service and scales fine. The announced lambda will fail at scale. Interesting. Each request is independent auto scales. Hard blocker, announce handler. When you fire the launch email, it does 2 things that breaks at scale. It loads all users into the lambda memory, right? All users into lambda memory. Paginate collects every row into a JSON array in one lambda instance. Sends the email sequentially, one at a time. SES default production rate is 14 emails per second. At 1 million users, that's 20 hours. Lambda time is 300 seconds. It would die at 4,000 emails sent. So the fix, fan out via SQS. The announced lambda should write email addresses to an SQS queue instead of sending directly. Second lambda triggered by the queue process batches of 10 in parallel. Announce lambda, SQL square email lambda triggered by the queue. This brings 1 million emails from 20 hours to 15 to 20 minutes. Minor things to watch. SES sending quota. Default production limit needs a manual increase request in AWS console before you can send that volume. let's proceed with this, with the updates to remove language limitation. All right. Now we're gonna add a llama to our path, right? The goal being, of course, to switch from using the Anthropic Opus. We can use something cheaper, but I don't want to use any API keys. So if we can find a model that works here, that'll be perfect. Like works locally, that'll be perfect. All right, so moving along. Okay, so llama pool doesn't work. Can you do the llama redo? Soon we're gonna have it voice because typing is already annoying. I've said this like 10 times already. Can you do the llama pool for short creator? Is it Quen we were doing? I thought, wait a minute. It's Quen. Are we using Quen or Mistral? Only on GPUs, no offloading to CPU. Right, so the goal with this is to automate all the things that, or most of the things that will take up too much of my time, because it's really just me on this channel, working on this channel. So I have to be as cost effective as possible, right? So I created the Shorts creator, and we're going to add that to tools, right? Part of the, and with tools also we're going to have a shorts uploader. We'll also add that to tools, and these tools will eventually be integrated into a broader system. That's the goal, and I'm writing it down. Be integrated into a broader system. Broader system. Yep. Okay, so what are we doing? We are using Mistral instead of QWEN. I believe that's Quen. Right. So something about this that I don't really have too much knowledge in this area, but from what I was reading, you might have spillover from the GPU to the CPU, and I didn't want that to happen. I don't know. That might just be a personal thing. Maybe people don't care. Maybe my opinion is I want it all to stick to the GPU, free up the CPU, right? We're talking about parallelization here. Let's just stick to the GPUs. If we want more GPU, we can probably try to get a better system, right? So it's all updated, and now we're going to be able to test. Oh, it's still downloading. It says it'll let us know when the download is finished. In the meantime, I've got to go to the Google console, and I have I don't know if the Google Cloud is going to cost me something. So this is where I am right now. I'm right here. I'm trying to get the Google Cloud, but I'll just put it back here. There's two shells running. What's going on in these two shells? What do you mean two shells? All right, so click create credentials. I'm not sure where that is. Right, I might do the rest of the updating later. But it looks like we're updating and moving away from just the Lambda doing all of this stuff to SES, which makes sense. I don't know why I didn't prompt it earlier, but yeah. In the meantime, we need to create credentials in Google. Ooh, you're running out of space on this PC. Manage storage and free up some space. I don't know why we keep... Let's not let's do the C drive because of space. I'll need to make space. Please move candidates. Move new additions. Installations into the H drive program. Launch program files. Please. It's like we're already running out of space. So the two shells you're seeing, one is likely the Olama background service that auto started. Okay. Might need to close some stuff down. All right, so I'm going to put some of these steps into Gemini because I don't know what I'm doing. Open the navigation menu. Open the navigation menu, the three horizontal lines in the top left corner. Okay. And then hover over to API and services. Oh, shoot. And services. I think we can just click on it. Cool. I don't know if there's any secrets here. That's why I don't want to show it. Configure the OAuth consent screen. Configure the OAuth consent screen before it will let you create client ID. Audio, it's only available to users within your organization. You do not need to submit your app. project configuration. So now we create the OAuth client. Web application. So part of the Google Auth, requires that we not have a final backslash. Is that what they say? Your URIs may not contain a path or end with okay, let's see. Oh, that one? Maybe that's why there's a space in it. Creating. Okay. We're live and we're not showing exactly what we're doing. Oh, I don't think I'm supposed to show that. I don't think that matters though. Yeah, I don't think was that a client secret or is that an ID? I think it's just a client ID. I don't think that's such a big deal. Okay. Let's keep going. Save, copy the client ID and client secret, and okay, add credentials to Terraform. Okay, so we're supposed to open, let me open a new terminal. Drag this over here. I'm gonna go to CD, H drive, into projects, waitlist, CD Terraform. Terraform.tvars. I keep saying this. Two shells running. This might have been so much easier if I just done it on my own. Who knows what the agent is doing? We're supposed to open this file and add these two lines, right? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and copy this. Adding this file. Oh, it's getting late. All right, and now I'm adding the secret. That's the weird thing though. Do I want to add these Google secret? Google secret. Google client secret. It's okay. That sounds to me like something that isn't secure. And you're a vibe coder, this is fine to do, but as an engineer, as an agentic engineer, we're building things that are meant to be robust, secure, resilient. You gotta ask the questions. If you don't know the answer, ask the question. Ask your agent. Interrogate your agent as much as possible, right? So that you are very comfortable with what it's releasing. It can't be 100%, of course. Ooh. Okay, so it says here, once that's done, we can do Terraform apply. So the state file, so Terraform is get ignored, so it won't be committed. That part is fine, but it's still a real concern worth understanding. The actual risk of state file, regardless of how you pass the secret to Terraform, it ends up stored in plain text in the TF state. State file is get ignored, but if you ever move to a shared S3 backend, the right move for anything, that secret lives in your S3 bucket in plain text. Better approach is to have an environmental variable instead of the file. Don't put it in Terraform.tf-vars at all. Terraform automatically reads the TF-var environment variables. Sets before running apply. Never touch secret. Never touches disk. Your Terraform then only has the non-sensitive Google client ID. This is already supported. The variable is declared sensitive equals true. The Terraform won't print it. If you're using a remote S3 backend, recommended enable server-side encryption in the bucket and restrict access with IAM. That's the production grade answer for protecting secrets. The Terraform will store in state. Ready. Is the environmental ready for? Is the environment ready for secrets? Okay, so the download keeps hitting that 10-minute tool timeout. The longer does resume partial download, so the 2.5 already downloads is lost, but at variable speeds, this will take longer than I can run in one go. Just run it yourself in a new terminal. Do a llama pull stream, it'll resume to where it left off. Okay, let's try that. So we're going to go to the H drive. H drive. And there. I'm going to do the llama pull of the Mistral project. Okay, so trying to get the Google install, or not Google install, the Google sign in for the app to run. Basically, we're updating with the client ID to actually have an authentication system with Google, right? Or a connection with Google so people can log in with their Google account. You need to get actual client secrets from your Google Cloud. Go to API. Obviously, once you run that info, my Google sign in will be live. All right, let's give that a shot. So we are going to exit this. Let's go to the H drive here. Let's go to the project. Into the H drive. Projects. I'm not even sure what the env file is. I think we're just doing, okay, that's a little tricky, I think. This is what we're supposed to do, it looks like. Set that equal to the secret. Oh, just a secret, it looks like. See what else remains. We just need to get that ID into the not the shorts creator. The terraform of this idea. Okay, makes sense. Okay, so now all we need to do is do terraform by oh, I'm in the wrong directory. Gotta go to terraform. Okay, now we add the terraform. Ooh, error in function call. Okay, so this looks like it worked. I think. Let me check. Yep. Oh, there's not enough space on the disk. We have 2 terabytes, so I don't know why 16 or 14 gigabytes wouldn't work. Okay, we're almost at 50 minutes. The goal is to have these things updated and ready, right? So we should no longer be using an Anthropic model in the cloud for this simple shorts creator. We'll see what we could do. We already have an open model, Whisper, I believe, for doing some of the tasks in the short creator. So why not also just make it free and stop spending API tokens, tokens with the API key. Okay, so this is good. Let's go over here and see where it is. PNPM build. We're building the lambdas. All right, we should be good there. Now, for the moment of truth. Okay. Yeah. There's definitely a skill atrophy that we need to be watchful for. That's why I say be intentional, right? So build the workflows with AI that will automate the things you don't want to do. Like those things that waste your time and you're like, gosh, like you'd rather drink a cup of broken glass than to do them. Then yeah, those things figure out just get your agent and just say, hey, I want to automate, describe the task fully, automate it, and then just run those things regularly so that you can free up your mind to do the things that you really are excited about. Right? Life is short. We shouldn't be focusing on things that make us miserable, right? We should be growing. We should be disciplining ourselves, of course. There's a difference between being miserable and enduring a little bit of discomfort or temporary discomfort for a particular goal, right? So let's look at where we are. The server is running. Now pull open your terminal and run the following. All right. I'm going to create a new terminal. Actually, I think I can just do this here. I think we already did this though, but let's just do it again. For pulling guaranteed rights to each drive, you should see it download into each. Yeah, it looks like it's downloaded into each drive. How long? 23%, 3.5 gigabytes out of 14 gigabytes. Let's push changes. Ooh, that worked. Oh, guys, take a look at this. This is what I was trying to do. Now, this is a demo. Let me see if I can get to the right screen. So when you come to click on Google, it takes you here. This is really what we want. So that's awesome. That performed as it should. Wow. So this is what, day 6. This is day 6. Just building, just building. And of course, I recommend starting with building the things that you find valuable, right? Whatever pain points you have, use these tools to solve them first, right? And then if you need something less bespoke, something more professionally done, like with intentionally, right, with all of the use cases, then you can pay for something. But if you can build something your own with these tools, I say go for it. So I'm seeing here that I hope, I'm not even gonna look at the email yet, but I hope the email, let's see, other messages. Polished the application. All right, so what we need to do now is to ensure that when we run this, the shorts creator, that we're actually able to perform just as admirably as when we were doing it with the Opus model in the cloud. So as we're closing up now, we're going to test this. I'm going to test this thing that I'm working on. So we're going to go to shorts, this shorts creator. Apologies, guys. It's getting a little late and I'm still a little tired. But we're almost there. I think we got all the way over here. Okay, so this time. Yep, this time we're going to. Okay, so I'm gonna go to 38. This is supposed to be 44. I don't know if that was showing up on the camera. Yep, so running it now and seeing if it'll work with the local model. So that's it, guys. We're at the 56 minutes mark. I was able to demo the small fix to the OAuth. I don't think that should have taken this long. Just feeling a little exhausted, but look, honestly, just be disciplined. We push through. Okay, it's been a long day today, and we're still gonna build it around the journey to 1 million users, right? So keep the hope alive. Keep going, one app at a time, right? One product at a time. Starting with homes, trying to solve my own problems, solve the issues with regards to. Yeah, sorry about that. Just noticed something the agent was doing and I was just making sure it was doing the right thing. But I think it's actually condensing data, right? And using variables, which makes sense. This is good practice. Okay. So let's talk about it. Push changes. Yeah. Push changes. All right. So what did it change recently? So I told you to update the look and feel of the emails. So now the verification email has a confirm the waitlist spot, right? And there's a one click, right, with a link. We changed the branding, headline. Cleaner. Oh, wow. So the headline's now cleaner. There's also a launch email, right? It tells you the thing, what's live, right? And getting early access. So yeah, and then I'm just asking it right now. I just want to go ahead and deploy so we can call it a day. It's 58 minutes. We're reaching the 1 hour mark. And this is day 6, guys. This is day 6. So excited. This is day 6. So excited. Imagine what day 20 will look like. Right? Who knows where we'll be, right? So we just want to keep going, keep pushing, keep learning. All right, so looks like we're in the process of preparing to deploy some stuff. Interesting. Okay, so if we go over here, it says here that the model requires more system memory than is available. No moments were selected by AI exiting. Okay, very good, transparent logging right here. I'm just going to do this. I'm going to paste this in. This is for the shorts creating. Getting this issue with the modern. Okay, I'm gonna call it a break. I'm gonna call it a day here, guys. I want to say thank you, of course. You know, we are going from 0 to 1 million users, and we just gotta believe we're gonna create this product, and we're just gonna keep iterating, creating smaller projects, and eventually we'll reach the more bigger ideas. It says here 2 problems. Mr. is a small 22B model needing 13 gigabytes more than the available RAM. All 4 segments run in parallel, so Llama tries to load the model 4 times simultaneously, making it even worse. The fix is to use a small model by default and centralize the segment analysis, so only one Llama request runs at a time. All right, guys, take care, okay? Thank you so much for joining me or watching this asynchronously, this live stream. We're moving forward, we're pressing. Thank you, Life with Hello. Thank you so much. And of course, you know, we're trying to solve a problem right now, but we're gonna go offline and do this offline while we'll return in a couple of days. I'm actually going to be going on vacation, so I will see you guys next time. And then we should hopefully have a working shorts creator that doesn't cost us money, and we should have completed the basically the waitlist application, so we can continue to add new apps there for other users to sign up for them and wait for them. So that's the goal. And once we complete the shorts creator and it's decent, we can have other versions, but it'll be a tool that will be used by a bigger system in the future. That's the goal. That's where we are. All right, guys, take care, okay? See you in the next one.